Maverick News presents The Rick Walker Show. Defrag your mind.
Oh, hang on there, folks. Let me get that off my face. That big, giant Maverick News logo is Gonzo. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back. The plan. The plan. Trust the plan. That's what, if you know what I'm talking about, then you already know. You probably already know the plan, but you might not even realize that you know the plan. I know the plan even before other people know the plan because, well, the plan's been broadcast, rebroadcast, broadcast again, and then rebroadcasted after the rebroadcast. If you know where to look, you can find the plan. If you follow Q, you'll know the plan. Do you know who Q is? How much do you know about Q? How much do you know about the plan? What about Marcus Ray? Do you know who Marcus Ray is? Who remembers Marcus Ray? Marcus Ray, he's the guy who rose to prominence, became pretty famous pretty quick, wore his cowboy hat, talked about forming a Canadian arm of the Constitutional Sheriff's Organization. He had the plan. He knew the plan. Yesterday was 5G Zombie Day. There's a connection. In politics, there's rarely ever a coincidence. I know the plan. Save the children. Save the children convoy. What's the plan? We'll talk about that a little bit tonight. I'm not going to give away the whole plan, but I'm going to give away something. I'm going to show you something. Maybe you'll shrug your shoulders. Maybe it'll blow your mind. I don't know. A lot of this stuff is blowing my mind. I'm going to show you something tonight, pretty soon. If it doesn't raise your eyebrows, then you don't have any eyebrows. Who's ever had their eyebrows shaved off? Not me. They used to do that as a hazing thing at my high school. Back in the day, before there was, all this anti-bullying stuff and, kumbaya. They'd take kids on the football team, and I wasn't part of the football team because I didn't want to have to go through that crap. And they'd shave at least one eyebrow off. The new guys, Do you know what eyebrows do? They stop the perspiration from getting into your eye. Anyway, it's a totally different story. What else? We'll talk about politics tonight a little bit. We'll talk about, just stuff, Honestly, it's just kind of a mishmash today of different stories coming out. So we'll talk a little bit about this and a little bit about that. We'll talk probably some Donald Trump. We'll talk a little bit about this convoy. I don't want to talk too much about the convoy thing. I'm convoyed out, to be quite honest with you. I've had my fill for now, anyway. So. All in the Family. Who watched All in the Family back in the 70s? I missed the before times. Remember they used to do the thing? And Hee Haw, too. That song. Anyway, that's pretty lowbrow humor. Lowbrow humor for people who may or may not have their eyebrows. Don't go away. I'll be right back after this.
Greetings, brave Mavericks. Our quest for truth continues. We go beyond fake news. Together we expose propaganda. Together we pull others out of rabbit holes. We are maverick thinkers. We are all unique individuals. Defenders of individual rights and freedoms. Credible. Trusted. Grounded in reality. Maverick News. Maverick News. Defending free speech. Free speech. Donate at freedomreporters.com. Do it now. Tomorrow may be too late. Maverick News. The world is watching.
It's easy to lose your mind today. There's nothing sane about war. The first casualty of war is truth. Tonight I'm just going to talk to you for a bit. Because if you're like me, every day you get up and you wonder, can it possibly get any worse or any stranger? And it always seems to. Things just don't make sense, you know? And then you make your way through the day, and you're exposed, to all of this information coming in that seems to have no basis in logic. You make your way through the day. You get to that point at night where you're going to bed, and your head is just full of stuff that just won't stop talking to you. And if you're like me, I mean, it bothers you. You can't make sense of anything. And when you start to make sense of it, it scares you. Because the more things make sense, the more you see the insanity. The cruelty and the horrors, the evil. I think back to what I often call, other people call as well, the before times, right? The before times. Before the pandemic. The pandemic wasn't just a virus, it was a freaking plague. Not just a respiratory illness that they say killed people. It was darkness that seeped into our minds, pulled us down in deep dark holes, isolated us, divided us. Alienated us from our loved ones, our friends. So we had to find new friends and a new family. Sometimes. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people. And there's been a lot of pain. It just doesn't seem to make sense. Because we are at war. A war the likes of which the world has never seen before. A technology war. The first transhuman war. I say that because it's a war that blends technology and psychology. You're jacked in, man. Wirelessly. We all are. Our reality is being manipulated. What is freedom? What is it? Is it your right to travel? Is it your right to associate? Your right to free speech? What do you want to say? What do you need the freedom to say? What is it that's on your mind? What is it you want to share? How did you get that thought? Are you sure you have free will? Are you an existentialist? Do you make your choices on your own? Or is someone influencing you? Why do you buy Heinz ketchup instead of the no-name brand? Why do you choose Coke over Pepsi, Republican over Democrat? Why do you believe the government is corrupt? Why do you believe there's no hope? Why do you think the way you think? Why do you say you're a conservative and you're a socialist and you're a liberal? How did you get there? Why are some people happy and some people sad? What the hell is reality? There are tangible things in front of you, but what is real? What's in your reality is largely the way you perceive things. So what is freedom really? What if everything's an illusion? What is an illusion? It depends on your perspective. Like, if I look at something this way, or if I look at something that way, if I put on glasses with a tint to them, everything might be yellow or pink or blue. Perspective. Freedom has to start with your mind. What if somebody took over your mind? What if you're so jacked in that you have no free will, but you think you do? I'm just freewheeling right now. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'm making this stuff up as I go along. Or am I? No, I'm not. There's some free will here, but everything I'm talking about right now, every word I choose, comes from some past influence that has shaped my worldview. And I'm sharing that with you. And I am influencing you right now, whether you like it or not. Right now, I am Q. How insane is that? Think about it. I am influencing human minds, and I'm not the only one. With this microphone, with this camera, with bits and bytes, I'm in your mind right now. I am Q. Am I? I'm not anonymous. I'm right here. Am I even real? Or am I just a digital manifestation in your mind? We're at war. Somebody wants in there. A bunch of people, governments, lettered agencies, the deep state. They all want into the deepest, darkest recesses of our minds. What about Q? Does Q have free will? Is Q free? Are any of us truly free if our minds are being manipulated? Freedom must start with freedom of thought. Google, a creation of the CIA. What's it for? It's a great way to look stuff up. Who chooses what the search engine results are? Google. Who controls Google? Yesterday was 5G Zombie Day. A lot of people believed it would be the beginning of a zombie apocalypse fueled by a Marburg virus that would explode into people's bloodstreams because of an injection that so many people succumbed to. What happened? Where's the zombie apocalypse? Maybe it happened and we just don't know it. Maybe you're the zombie. Maybe we're all zombied. Maybe we're all zombified. And we just don't know it. I might sound like I'm talking in riddles, but this stuff's really going on. How far has it gone? I'm not sure. Because it's really hard to figure out what reality is anymore. What's real, what isn't real? Who can I trust? What, about a year ago? This Marcus Ray guy, right? He was making a big splash in the freedom movement. A lot of people were following him. Man, he had a plan. The plan. Are you into Q? Q has the plan. But if you want to know what the plan is, you gotta climb down in that rabbit hole. You have to give yourself over. And then you just have to trust the plan. What's the plan? Well, when Marcus Ray came along, he had the plan. The plan. See, the plan was given to us. Like, as a way out, you know? Locked down, masked up, jabbed up, freedom gone. And then the constant barrage of information. Strange how people just got so polarized politically. It's almost like nobody was thinking straight. Nobody was thinking for themselves. It was like you had to pick a side, one side or the other. We're at war. Then along comes this Marcus Ray guy. And he had the plan. I'm going to play you a little bit of an interview that he did. This has got to be over a year ago now. Yeah, it's a little over a year ago. Yesterday was 5G Zombie Day. Strange how things always come together. What do we have right now? Before we get into the Marcus Ray thing, he went around and offered himself up as sort of a leader to freedom fighters. Before we get to him, look at what's going on right now in Ottawa. The Save the Children Convoy, right? Oh, there were a lot of concerns around that because they had a plan, right? I don't need to rehash everything, but we've been talking about it. And the plan involved violence, weapons, maybe killing people, arresting politicians. I'm not the guy making the stuff up. You just heard Jody Ledgerwood talk about it. She was in a meeting yesterday. She laid the whole plan out. She revealed the whole thing in a video. Said that she was opposed to it and challenged it in this meeting, only to be attacked by freedom fighters who had it in their heads that this was going to be a great idea. Veterans for Freedom, they released leaked audio, a recording from a meeting, same basic plan involving violence, people. Some people still go. Why? Because they're desperate, looking for something, right? So I just bring this up because, it's clear that the people who put this Save the Children convoy together have been working on it for a long time, at least a year. And there they sit tonight in a farmer's field in a couple of locations, actually, just outside Ottawa. And a group of them marched down to Parliament Hill again today because the plan seems to have been foiled. So they're kind of on to probably plan C or D now, which involves marching onto Parliament Hill and just staging peaceful protests every day. Or that's the way it appears things are kind of playing out. So that's all fine. But I want to talk about this because, again, everything was funneling people to Ottawa this week. Yesterday was 5G Zombie Day. I thought, well, this seems to have some significance, right? And then somebody sent me a video of Marcus Ray. And it's from about a year ago. And I'd seen it before, but I just didn't really think that much about it until I watched some of it. And it blew my mind. Didn't blow my mind the first time I watched it, but holy smokes. It blew my mind when I watched it this time. Why? Well, let's let a little bit of that roll. Let me find Marcus. This is Jesse Howell. I don't know Jesse Howell. He did this interview. Let's just, I'm going to let this roll. Listen to what Marcus Ray says about zombies. Now, keep in mind, this is like almost exactly a year ago, okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome. So I just introduced you about, telling us that, you are going to let us know and inform us what's going on with the freedom movement or what exactly is happening with you. So maybe you can start off with telling us about yourself, who you are, just so everybody can get to know you a little bit better before we get into some questions.
Okay, my name is Marcus Ray, and I'm an international speaker for a living up until COVID hit. Then I had to stay in the country of Canada. And then, of course, as we all know, now I can't fly out of the country of Canada. So I'm kind of stuck. So I'm working on my ranch, and I've been working a lot with the freedom movement and doing the best I can to raise awareness as to what's going on. Until finally I met some of the right kind of people, and we came up with a plan, and we're planning to implement that plan fairly soon and get ourselves free again. So that's it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Could you maybe share with us, some details about what's happening so Canadians can look to, support or get behind what you guys are doing?
Okay, well, what we've done is we've put together ex-police and ex-military, and we've made a plan where we are going to bring justice back. We don't see the law enforcement doing it now. I'm not going to pick on all law enforcement. There's some good men and women in that uniform. But for the most part, we've seen what's happened in Ottawa a couple of times now. And we've seen the way that the administration has been wielding the police force, kind of like the goon squad more, and just bullying. And I thought we got rid of bullying, or didn't we work hard on getting rid of bullying? So we all feel a little bullied right now. So we've got a bunch of people, quite a few people, as a matter of fact. I can't say the number, but we're going to stand our ground, and we're going to bring these people accountable for what they've done. And I mean all the politicians, everyone involved in this narrative that, for the most part, 30% of Canadians know is a lie.
So this seems to be a lot bigger than just this pandemic. There seems to be a lot more going on the scenes. We've got people like Klaus Schwab bragging that, he's got all his global leaders like Justin Trudeau and a bunch of people in his cabinet that basically were doing their bidding, and they're looking to implement this Agenda 2030. Do you know about the Agenda 2030 and the plans of them for, you'll own nothing and be happy?
Yeah, of course I know all about it. And you know that they've stepped up that plan. They're trying to do it sooner than 2030. And they've admitted that they've stepped up the plan. So, I mean, you can see what's happening out there. And, I very rarely do I speak about the problem, because I'm all about the solutions. So we already know what the problem is. The problem is we're having a drug forced upon our public that hasn't been properly, I think, researched. I want to believe it's not intentionally harming the public, but nevertheless, it's harming the public. It's causing massive amounts of injury and death. That's the truth. Nobody can deny it. If you look at Pfizer's report, there's 9 pages of adverse reactions. 9 pages. And they keep pushing it as if it's the only answer to a virus that maybe affects less than 1% of the people. Nothing makes sense anymore. So there's the 2030 agenda, which is what they need. They need to reduce our population. They need to get our economy under control. What they want to do is they want to crush it first, bring it down to nothing, and then build it back up their way, which we've all heard about digital ID and digital currency and everything else. So they can track absolutely everything. There will be no freedom. Nothing left. Nothing. None of the stuff we grew up with. Our children will never know freedom if we don't do something.
So you guys are putting a plan into action. What can you share with us about, the plan, and what can everyday Canadians do to, support and help? Because there was millions of people that supported the truckers, and that seemed to get squashed, as soon as they, started to, create some force against the truckers.
Well, we're a force that can't be moved. Number one, our numbers are way higher than the truckers. Number two, we're all experienced. We've all served the country in some way, shape, or form. We've had training, and we're not going to budge. We're going to see this thing through, and we will get the results that we want. I believe that they're not even going to go up against us simply because of our numbers. I always relate it to a zombie movie. You got 300 American troops ready to fight the zombies, and then 1.5 million zombies come running over the hill. Well, the troops don't stand a chance. It doesn't matter what weapons they have. It makes no difference. So this is going to be a zombie apocalypse. We're the zombies.
Did you hear that? We're the zombies. It's going to be a zombie apocalypse. We're the zombies. It's going to be a zombie apocalypse. This was a year ago. What's the messaging? There's no time. They've accelerated their plan on the Agenda 2030 to depopulate the earth. All through this video, he talks about saving the children. This is a year ago, over a year ago. This is long before the Sound of Freedom, all of this stuff ramping up about saving the children, but he's going on and on and on about saving the children. All through this video. He's got that messaging woven all through this. Save the children. And we are out of time. He says that in this video, we have to get this done, we only maybe until September. But that's September of last year. And here we are a year later, and all of this stuff has been ramping up again, all funneling everything toward this week. Where yesterday, what did we see? 5G, zombie apocalypse. It was all centered around yesterday, October 4th. It's the 5th now. We talked about the 5G zombie apocalypse yesterday on this show. I challenged everyone. I said, well, at least I challenged the people who believed that the 5G was going to bake people's brains and turn people into zombies because of this, I'll say, information campaign that was waged against people to convince people that this virus had been injected into people's bloodstreams, and when hit with 5G radiation during yesterday's test of the emergency, well, I call the broadcast system, the emergency alert system, when hit with the 5G, it was going to activate the virus and turn people into zombies. Coincidence? That this was happening almost exactly a year later, just as the Save the Children convoy is ramping up. And Marcus Ray says a year prior that he always talks about it in terms of a zombie apocalypse. The assault on police, government, which is his plan, was his plan, which he had a lot of Canadian freedom fighters following. They were ready a year ago. But plan was exposed, foiled. People kind of got away from it. Here we are a year later, and we're talking again about a zombie apocalypse, but how are we talking about it here online? I don't know how many people took it seriously, but if you're into the Q movement, or if you're watching a lot of these videos, there were people in our chat buying into it. I don't know, man. Here's what happened yesterday. Here's, from freedomnews.tv. This is what happened when the emergency alert was activated, which was supposed to activate the zombie apocalypse, turn people into zombies. There it is. Everybody seems to be okay. They're looking at their phones, but their heads aren't exploding. I looked around today, too. I went out in search of zombies. I did not see any. Nothing. People are looking at their phones. But again, I'm going to come back to this. Let's bring Marcus back up again. Listen to what he says. It just made me quake in my boots. Oh, hang on a second here. Let's bring Marcus back up. Marcus Ray.
To create some force against the truckers?
Well, we're a force that can't be moved. Number one, our numbers are way higher than the truckers. Number two, we're all experienced. We've all served the country in some way, shape, or form. We've had training, and we're not going to budge. We're going to see this thing through, and we will get the results that we want. I believe that they're not even going to go up against us simply because of our numbers. I always relate it to a zombie movie. You know, you got 300 American troops ready to fight the zombies, and then 1.5 million zombies come running over the hill. Well, the troops don't stand a chance. It doesn't matter what weapons they have. It makes no difference. So this is going to be a zombie apocalypse. We're the zombies.
Look, I want you to look at the face of Jesse Howe. Look at Jesse Howe's face. There's something about his eyes that bother me, and the smile. I mean, this is giving him hope or something, right? Yeah, that's exactly what we need. A zombie apocalypse. That's the solution to all of our problems. We'll just turn everybody into zombies, and then we'll overwhelm the police. Well, overwhelming the police wasn't really quite the plan, but that imagery has been implanted into people's minds. Stay with me. I'm going to come back.
Maverick News. The world is watching.
The New World Order. Government overreach. The Great Reset. Mainstream media lies. Now more than ever, independent voices are needed. Donate now, at freedomreporters.com. That's freedomreporters.com. Maverick News. The antivirus program for your mind.
So that was the plan. Well, there's a little bit more. There was a little bit more to the plan, Marcus Ray's plan, a little over a year ago. What was the plan? The plan was basically to arrest politicians, surround buildings, arrest politicians, put them on trial, not and possibly end up executing those found guilty. But we're not talking about like using Canadian law. They were going to do it under sort of some form of bizarre international common law thing. And I thought, this is insane. It's the dumbest plan ever, because it's going to get people arrested, maybe even killed. And it honestly freaked me out. That was just over a year ago. My God. My God. Oh, frack. But Marcus Ray remains with us. Even though the plan was foiled a couple of times, he remains with us. His legacy lives on. Because the plan keeps coming back. You see? What did we learn about the plan this week that got everybody concerned? What did we learn? What was the original plan for the Save the Children convoy? What did we hear from Jody Ledgerwood yesterday? It's the same damn plan, basically. The Christopher James, Marcus Ray, Q plan. For Toronto, Ottawa, some variations. It's actually a little bit more elaborate now, but it comes down to basically surrounding buildings, from what I'm hearing, just like the Marcus Ray plan, arresting politicians, bureaucrats, the Prime Minister. And holding court in a building or out in the public square, or whatever. And possibly executing people. No, I'm not into that. I'm not into any of this. Screw that. But you see, there's something weird going on. Because the plan keeps coming back. And every element of it seems to pop up at just the right time, including the zombie apocalypse. Coincidence? I doubt it. We did a whole episode on this show about mind control, MK Ultra mind control. I did another episode just a couple of days ago about information warfare and psychological manipulation using the internet as a tool, a weapon to get into your mind, to get you to do things that you might not otherwise do. Which begs the question, are you free? Are you a person of free will? People promising you freedom may not be acting in your best interests. A zombie apocalypse. That video, I found something else in it inadvertently, actually by accident, overnight. That again scares the living bejesus out of me. Excuse my language. Flash frame. A technique used for psychological manipulation. It's very effective. The other thing that's really weird about this is I was thinking about this just the day before because I was looking at my cell phone while I was laying in bed at night. And when I closed my eyes, I could still see an image. BMW, car company, about a year ago did a commercial that they ran in movie theaters. And what they did was at the very end of the commercial, they hit you with a bright flash frame with an image of their logo. And then the theater goes pitch black. Bam! And at that moment, the BMW image, the BMW logo is seared into your vision. And you're still seeing it, even after the image is gone from the screen. What did I see in that video? A flash frame of a noose. With the words, "Hang loose, Justin Trudeau." I'm not going to show it to you. But it's there. A flash frame. You know how I found it? I just happened to pause the video for just a brief moment, and there it was. By accident. It's there. So you're watching the video. Bam! Just for less than a second. Video runs at various speeds, either 24 frames per second, which is the equivalent of film, 30 frames per second, or 29.97 frames per second, or 60 frames per second. There are other frame rates as well, but those are the main ones. Even at 24 frames per second, to take a single frame, digital frame, and insert that into the middle of a video, some powerful image. It's mind control. It's unethical. Because they're manipulating you. They're searing an image into your mind without you realizing it. They're burning it into your brain. Did you hear what I said? They are burning it into your brain. An image of a noose. They're burning it into your brain. A noose. We are the zombies. It's not your fault. But you need to be aware. We are the zombies. That's the truth. Are you free now? We're at war. In the before times, in the old days, during the industrial era, when we had industrial era warfare, they used to drop leaflets on the enemy. Tokyo rose. They'd broadcast propaganda, all sides, by radio, into enemy territory to try to demoralize the troops on the other side and convince them to give up. Ha! Primitive! Today, you're zombified. During Vietnam, the war was broadcast into people's living rooms on television. The most powerful technology, the most powerful communications technology ever created to that date. And the government learned a very important lesson. Don't let those images make their way into people's living rooms, because when you do that, it fuels peace protests and undermines morale. You have to control the information. You have to control the messaging. You've got to market that war. You got to control people's minds. Manufacture that consent. They're burning it into your brain. Who are we at war with? It's hard to know who our enemy is, isn't it? Nazi in Parliament. Justin Trudeau. And all the other members of Parliament applauding as Zelensky comes with cup in hand looking for more money and arms. Walks away with another $650 million. Bringing the grand total to about $9.6 billion of our money. And they applauded. So that he could take that cash and take those arms and kill people. And we went back to Netflix. Until the next day, the revelation came forward that there was an actual Nazi there for the event to be honored. What an embarrassment for the country. What a shock. Check. Canada in check. Is it checkmate? No. But boy. Things sure did change real quick. And now what do we have? We have the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy in the U.S. Gonzo. That seems pretty significant. And why? What's going on? It's all about, Ukraine funding. And who supports it, who doesn't. They're running out of money. Well, why don't you just print more? Well, they could, but it inflates everything. Doesn't quite work after a while. They're running out of money for Ukraine and everything. Canada, too. 9.6 billion. Canada isn't a very big country. Oh, we're rich in resources. But you have to turn those resources into cash. 9.6 billion. Manufacture that consent. Keep the money flowing. Information warfare. All that's going on. Zombie apocalypse. Save the Children Convoy. What are they shouting as they... What were they shouting about? What were they upset about? Well, they were driving to pedophiles, saving children. Not really quite revealing what the plan is, but we know what the plan is, because it's the same plan every damn time. You don't need to tell me what the plan is. I already know what the plan is, because it's going to be the same plan every single time. But this time, the motivation was even better, because it's not just like go to Ottawa to take up opposition to the government, which is run apparently by pedophiles, because we're saving the children. What's worse than that? Nazi pedophiles. Yeah. All 338 MPs have to go. Nazi pedophiles. Just in time for Wednesday, the zombie apocalypse. But then that leaked audio came out, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Leaked audio came out, revealing the plan. Yeah. With the weapons and the violence. And it really took the wind out of the sails for the convoy, which they're now calling the non-voy. And honestly, today, things seemed pretty peaceful, and there was a different tone to everything after, a few people having gone into downtown Ottawa yesterday just to march around and protest a bit, and now a larger crowd showed up today, and I didn't really want to talk about this too much today, but that's what happened. And I don't know if there were any arrests today. What I saw, everything was on a much more even keel. The day after the zombie apocalypse. I didn't see any zombies in the video. Well, depends on what you define as a zombie. If people's minds are being manipulated and they don't actually have free will, would that make you a zombie? That's why I did that whole episode, right? Because I showed you. What are these guys, what's motivating them? What's getting them to go down there? What's Gordon talking about all the time? One of the main figures in this whole thing. Gordon James Barry. Nice fella. But what does he talk about all the time? What's on his Facebook page? Let me take a quick gander, shall we? Hadn't really thought to pull it up till just now, but I'm going to. I like Gordon. His Facebook page, though, does reveal a few things about what's in his head and what motivates him to do what he's doing, in encouraging people to go down there and follow in order to affect change through whatever. I don't even want to say it out loud. I've already said it. You understand what I'm saying. Here we go. Here's Gordon's Facebook page. Scroll down. I could let some of that roll, and you'd understand. Scroll down, scroll down. Oh, here. Attention scrap metal collectors. Do you know that every 5G tower contains about 5 kilograms pure copper and 500 grams platinum? Get rich whilst doing us all a big favor. Take them down. All right, that's kind of funny. What else we got? We got keep on a scrolling, keep on a scrolling, keep on a scrolling, keep on a scrolling. Keep going. Oh, there's all the things that he's worried about. These are all kind of Q things. The Antarctic Treaty, Operation Paperclip, Nazis, Operation High Jump, Operation Deep Freeze, Fishbowl, Operation Dominic, United Nation logo, Project Blue Beam. Gravity is density and buoyancy. Dead Challenger astronauts still alive. The undead. MK Ultra and trauma-based mind control. Real thing. You might just be exposed to it yourself. 24-hour video of Earth rotating in space. Nazi Werner von Braun and Carol Rosen. Azimuthal equidistant North Pole projection. Save the children. And here's the Galactic Federation video, which we ran some of this week. I'll run a little bit more of it right now, just randomly, right out of whatever. Let me just bring it up.
Level of consciousness, which some call ascension. Your physical bodies are going through dramatic changes right now, changes that would not be possible without your light working. Often, when we get caught up in life situations that feel challenging, we tend to focus on what's going wrong. Instead, refocus on what's going right. This will change your perspective as well as attract more of what feels good to you, and thus have a positive impact on others. If you're feeling scared or worried about the state of your personal situation or the world, know that it's just a symptom of a larger energetic shift occurring now. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that needs to be released for us to move forward into our next stages of evolution. You may not notice it today or tomorrow, but when you look back at this time period in a few months, you will see how much has changed for the better. Many of these changes will seem sudden and unexpected, but they were planted during these times right now when many of you are choosing to make an effort to tune into the light or reconnect with it. You may feel like you're doing something small or insignificant by sitting in meditation or sending healing energy to someone or something.
Good vibrations.
But I assure you this is not true. You are the ones who came to Earth to make a difference. You are the ones who came here to heal yourselves and bring light into this world.
So we're actually aliens. Did you pick up on that? We are the aliens. We are the zombies.
The more you work on your own healing, the more you are helping others. Light is changing everything right now. We can see how many new souls are entering this planet right now.
Because they're the aliens too.
Most of them are light workers, beings who came to help Earth during its ascension. This is why it is important for you to continue with your own healing and awakening process.
Are you awake? Awake Canada. Oh, that's what Marcus Ray's video was broadcast on. Are you awake? I've asked the question myself. Just saying.
As people awaken, they will begin to affect their environment in positive ways. They will be able to channel healing energy into their families, friends, and communities. The more people.
So, yeah, a lot of us have been alienated from our friends and family, as I said at the beginning of the video, through the pandemic and even after. Many of us completely alone. A lot of people finding family here as part of the Maverick family. What we're being told is if you give yourself over to the Galactic Federation, you'll become part of the ascension. You'll ascend and generate new energy, which you can then inject into your family and into your friends, and you'll be reunited with them. Join the Galactic Federation for salvation, redemption, and a reunification with your loved ones. You won't be alone anymore.
people who connect with their heart energy, the more this will have an impact on the whole world. As you awaken and begin to love yourselves and others more, you will start contributing positively to the atmosphere of negativity that is currently around this planet. Even those individuals who are stuck in a dark reality will be affected by this change in vibration because everything is connected energetically.
Enough. All sounds very positive, but if you participate in the ascension, I can assure you, it will take you to a place where your mind will be altered. They're manipulating your mind right now. I just changed your mind a little bit just by playing a little bit of that video for you. Your perspective changed. I don't know which way, but it's had an impact on you. And they are pulling people in. I'm just pointing this stuff out, folks, because it's pretty clear that whatever happens in Ottawa with this now Convoy, which seems to have been de-escalated, it ain't gonna end. Not anytime soon. Because they keep coming back with the same plan. See, the thing is, this plan can't work. It won't work. It's not designed really to work. It's not really about being successful. The plan always is the same. They're going to get millions of people to come out. They're still working on that, by the way, to get millions of people to come out and effect arrests on public officials, bureaucrats, all the people that they want to hold accountable. And they always say that police are going to switch sides and support them. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to see if I can find a video to support something I want to show you tonight. I'll return right after this.
Greetings, brave Mavericks. Our quest for truth continues. We go beyond fake news. Together we expose propaganda. Together we pull others out of rabbit holes. We are maverick thinkers. We are all unique individuals, defenders of individual rights and freedoms, credible, trusted, grounded in reality. Maverick News, Maverick News. Defending free speech, free speech. Donate at freedomreporters.com. Do it now. Tomorrow may be too late. Maverick News. The world is watching.
I'm all about freedom. I really am. Got into this whole thing because I've always put freedom at the top. Real freedom. But what's going on right now, man, like, I can't support a lot of this stuff. And I'm getting tired of it, honestly, because it's very clear that time is being wasted. Queen Didulo, or whatever her name is, people within the freedom movement pretty much reject her. And I think there's a new queen right now. Maybe get into that another night. But everybody knows who, or a lot of people do know who Queen Didulo is, the Queen of Canada. She has a sort of a small following of people who You know, she drags around some parts of Canada. And, you know, she has a plan too. She's had a plan. And you know what her plan was? To I don't know what the objective was exactly, but her plan was basically the same. Even though people within the freedom movement say, oh no, Queen Didulo is crazy, if you listen to what Queen Didulo says and what Queen Didulo gets her people to do, it's kind of the same plan. They went to, this is what, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever, but a year and a half ago. Went to a police station in Peterborough, and they served papers, if I remember correctly. Anyway, they wanted to achieve something over there, and of course they were demanding that police take action, which the police did not comply with Queen Didulo's followers' demands, so they tried to arrest the cops. And it didn't work out so well for the Queen Didulo people, and I'm just going to run a little bit of this report.
On the weekend, a group of people called on others to go and arrest the police, members of the Peterborough Police Department. But in the end, it was some of those protesters who were arrested. At Peterborough's police station, an ordinary Monday. What unfolded here on Saturday was not. The weekly anti-government protest downtown took a twist after this woman, Romana Didulo, in the motorhome, called on people to arrest members of the local police.
They 100% believed that they could arrest the police, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tried again.
A group went to Peterborough Police headquarters, and some tried to carry out the wishes of a woman who calls herself the Queen of Canada. She's espoused anti-government, anti-vaccine views for months. People
really believe in what she says her followers do, to the point where they, quit paying their bills because she told them that they no longer have to pay them, and some are losing their homes.
Eventually, 2 of the protesters were arrested and held for a court appearance.
Not good, not good.
Many in Peterborough have grown tired of the protests.
Stupid.
But arresting the police is something new.
The obstruction potentially of the police movement throughout the police department is likely what caused the issue.
It's either insanity or it's treason.
But this University of Pittsburgh professor says this kind of government effort must be taken seriously, even if it appears on the fringes.
They want to replace it with some creation of their own. And I don't think we should ignore people who are making steps or strides to actually carry out these ideas.
This story is still developing. Just a little over an hour ago, the Peterborough police chief put out a video statement. They've now arrested a third suspect, a 31-year-old man, charged with 3 charges in connection with what happened at the police station on the weekend, adding to 2 other men who are charged. They're in their 50s, plus the Ontario Special Investigations Unit. They're investigating because of injuries that were sustained by one of the people who was arrested. So police asking for videos, asking for more evidence. There will likely be more charges, and there may be more situations like what we saw here in Peterborough on the weekend. Stay tuned.
You know, maybe I'll take some heat for running that and making a comparison, but I don't care. Because I'm here to tell you the damn truth. These people are, in a way, victims, but at the same time, they're adults. Somebody pointed that out to me. When I did that video a few nights ago about how all of this stuff has found its way into the freedom movement, I said they're victims. These people, they're victims. These people leading people to Ottawa. I said they're victims. And they are, but they aren't. Because they're adults and they're responsible for their actions. Even if they're being bombarded with messaging that potentially is clouding their judgment in their minds. Because when you're an adult, hopefully, you've learned the difference between right and wrong. They used the word treason in there. That's exactly right. Here's the problem that I have tonight. I'm watching other live streams. I've watched interviews with some people from the freedom movement who have been trying to de-escalate things in Ottawa. And to their credit, yes, that seems to have been somewhat successful, but I still wonder what's really going on tonight. Because even though some people are saying it might not be such a great idea, what did I see? I saw people heading down there with concerns, and they joined them on the streets. Who are they joining? People who planned to overthrow the government. And even as it's exposed, other leaders within the freedom movement are afraid to criticize them or cast them out. Well, I really like Ron Clark, you know. He's a really good guy. And Freedom George, pretty good guy. I really like him. I get it. But these people had a plan that they promoted for months. They recruited people, encouraged them to follow them to Ottawa, to engage in activities that could get them thrown in jail for life. And maybe even the death penalty. Because it's the only law in the Criminal Code of Canada that carries that penalty. It's that serious. And I've been sitting here for over a year trying to warn everybody about this very problem. Not because I want to tear things apart or be divisive or stand in opposition to unity, but because I don't want people to get hurt. And because I do believe in freedom. And I do see the problems with the government. And I do want solutions. And I do believe in free speech and freedom of thought. Not in manipulation. Not in misguidance. I don't believe in violence. I didn't even want to talk about this, and here I am talking about it tonight. So what's being done about it? Really? Because they keep coming back. I'm tired of it. Somebody sent me a message and said, and I was guilty of it to some degree this week too. I soft-pedaled it a little bit. And they said, stop making excuses for them. They're grown adults. True. I'm sorry. I should have just been more straight up about it, like I'm being right now. Should have done that earlier. I mean, I was pretty hard on it, but still I was like, well, I feel sorry for them. They're victims, which is true. But they still have to be responsible for their actions. I cannot sit here and continue to make excuses for people who honestly have no excuse. The cryptic messages, well, we're not standing down this time. And if they get nothing, they push this way. Yeah, well, you know what? The other part of the plan is, folks, that I've been told just recently. Talk to somebody who knew the plan too. It's an information warfare campaign, right? They don't want you to know what they would really do. So the other part of the plan is when they execute the plan, when things were to go the other way, they're just going to turn their cell phones off. So that there's no record of the horrors they will inflict. That's what I was told. Yeah, everything's being recorded, live streamed, when people are arrested. It's PR. You don't like what I'm saying? Go watch somebody else's live stream where they're making excuses and glossing over everything and pretending like they don't know anything, when all these people have known, a lot of these people have known what the plan has been from the very beginning. Well, I took, blow after blow and got the crap kicked out of me. Don't care. It's not right. That being said, we are at war. That being said, I know something has to be done. But you're not going to win your freedom. You're not going to win anything this way. This just keeps coming back. I don't know exactly what to do about it because people's minds are, quite literally, as I've illustrated, they're being controlled. But they're also grown adults, and these people leading this thing, they know. They're part of it. The repetitive messaging, which I've pointed out in the past, it's like marketing techniques, mind control techniques. What do you think marketing is? It's all about getting you to take action, to buy something or do something. And it works. Always has, always will. But this, super powerful. What the hell are we going to do about it? Turn a blind eye, look the other way, regroup. And that's the messaging that I've been hearing from some people who honestly were supposed to be helping to solve this problem. And they're like, well, live to fight another day, maybe, dial it back. They're just coming back. This is the plan, but it's not a good one. And a year ago, everybody was told, we got to get it done. We only have till September. After that, it's all over. You'll have nothing left. Last chance. I know things suck in a lot of ways. But I guess it wasn't that bad after all, was it? A lot of predictions that I've heard over the last few years. Right now we're supposed to be out of food, out of diesel fuel. Half or 3/4 of the population is supposed to be dead by now from a lot of the things that I've seen online. If that doesn't scare the crap out of you, I don't know what will. Oh, well, yeah, there is all the dead children that we're supposed to have laying in the streets right now, which hasn't quite happened, not on that scale. Are there issues? Are there problems? Oh, yeah, absolutely. But there's reality and proper perspective. And then there's proper ways to deal with things. Effective ways of dealing with things. Or you can go the zombie apocalypse, mind control, Romana Dildo, or whatever her name is. Ron Clark, Freedom George, blah, blah, blah route. And go down there and try to arrest everybody. See where it gets you. Didn't get them too far. I'm tired of it. What a waste of frickin' time. For us. Not for somebody else. Somebody's pulling strings. Somebody's choreographing all of this. It's not a waste of time for them. We are at war. This convoy turned non-voy has been a tool. There's a much bigger picture. Who wants this? Who benefits most from it? On that point, you will need to speculate. I cannot say with any certainty. CIA, SVR, which used to be the KGB, China, India. Who? I don't know. My mom? Your mom? Elves? Q. Who is Q? Who the hell is Q? I am Q. I am influencing your mind right now. Obey. I'll be right back.
Greetings, brave Mavericks. Our quest for truth continues. We go beyond fake news. Together we expose propaganda. Together we pull others out of rabbit holes. We are maverick thinkers. We are all unique individuals, defenders of individual rights and freedoms, credible, trusted, grounded in reality. Maverick News, Maverick News. Defending free speech, free speech. Donate at freedomreporters.com. Do it now. Tomorrow may be too late. Maverick News. The world is watching.
Okay, I want to share a message that was sent to me related to all of this. I want to share it with you tonight. Let me see if I can do this in a proper fashion. It shows you how emotional people get about these things and how I am misunderstood by some. Okay, not sure how to make this go bigger. This is, okay, I won't, you know what, I won't show you the screen. I won't show you any names. I won't even show you the name of the person who sent this. Because they do watch regularly, and I have really nothing against this person. But this should tell you a little something about what's going on. Slick Rick, question mark. No. I know what you were doing last night with that show. Honestly disgusting when it is obvious what the government did to the people. The politicians are lucky they are not hanging from the nearest tree by now. You want peaceful resolutions? Do I see you promoting the idea of national strikes or withholding tax money from the government? Nope. People like you will have people waiting until the end when there is no way to fight back against the government. Anyway, based on how it all goes in this world, if things keep getting worse, there will be civil war. And I hope you will have people left who will want to help you. By the way, if the authorities and military will not do their job properly, how do you expect the people to play by the rules? You say you want to return to the old days. To let you know, the old days were still shit. Oh, and to finish, fuck your capitalism. There's a lot in there, in that message. A lot. Sad. Very sad. Fuck your capitalism. That's interesting, isn't it? So he thinks I'm a capitalist. And I keep hearing from a lot of people within the movement, freedom movement, but how they're afraid of communism. Well, he's an anti-capitalist. That's interesting. People like you want to wait till the end so there's no way to fight back against the government. We have been fighting back, Sean. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say your name. I won't say your last name. I'll just say his name is Sean. We have been fighting back, and we're actually making progress, and we are winning. People like me who embrace freedom, real freedom, true freedom. And if the military and authorities will not do their job properly, how do you expect the people to play by the rules? Well, you know what? We have to play by the rules. Because if you don't play by the rules, then you become the monster that you're fighting. You want that? Or maybe even worse. I could go on. I don't know what else to do, folks. Friends, my family. You don't want to play by the rules. No. Some people want to overthrow the government. And the problem is we've been putting up with those people for too long. Not me, but the whole bloody movement. Why? The freedom movement. And even now, you've got people who led people across the country to Ottawa. Not a lot, but some people. With the intention of overthrowing the government, folks. Was it a realistic plan? No. Were they ever likely to succeed with it? I don't think so. Was it a dumb, stupid plan? Kinda, yeah. That's what we're finding out. And even now, it's like, even after the plan is revealed, I still see people following them. And I get messages like that because some people still want to do that. You do what you want, man, but count me out. I am not going to do that. That being said, we are at war. And that being said, I saw the Nazi in Parliament. I have a lot of thoughts about that. in Canada. And the USA, our American viewers, take note. All of this stuff ties right into you guys. What's really going on? Canada is in play. The war is being waged in real terms as we speak in Canada. What kind of war am I talking about? A modern war, an information war. And that Convoy is part of it. Guaranteed. That's what it is. It's not isolated. It's not just domestic. It's not just a national thing. It's being influenced in one way or another by outside forces. But something inspirational happened today. Something that still gives me hope. See, because the people down there who are participating in this thing, I know that in here, they're still good people. They still just yearn for freedom. They're just having a hard time figuring stuff out. And they've made some bad choices, and some of them are there not knowing, unwittingly, unaware that any of that was actually taking place, that the plan was actually in process. Because a lot of people who went were not actually told. That's the other terrible thing about what happened, has been happening in Ottawa, is people were encouraged to follow, and some of them, I don't think they even knew. Some. And when you showed up, they had meetings going on, and I think they were being told what was really going to happen, and people stuck around. But they still love their country. The irony in this is we saw the big fight at the camp for the protesters 2 days ago, I think it was. I looked at a little bit of that video again today. And after the big fight, which, yeah, whatever, yeah, okay. They're like, well, we're going to call the police. Wait a minute. You're going to call the cops, and this seems to be a recurring thing, too. If there's trouble, the people who want to overthrow the government and have no faith in cops now suddenly are calling for cops because they need to take advantage of a public service paid for with tax dollars. They need the system. So they call the cops on other people within the camp where they're all getting ready to overthrow the government. What? Okay. It's hard to take this stuff seriously. But I'm not talking about this tonight because of the protest / convoy / whatever the heck this Convoy is. Not because of them specifically, but because of the larger growing freedom movement, the larger populist movement in both Canada and the United States, because of this war that we're engaged in Ukraine, and by extension, this strange fifth-generation warfare that has come right to our homes and is in front of you tonight on your computer screens, cell phones, and other digital devices. It's all connected. And this is just one manifestation of the struggle, the war. It will become clearer over time what this battle is really about. I already have a pretty good idea of what it is we're dealing with. We're not going to like it when the real truth becomes more evident, even though it's right in front of us now. It's been hidden for a long time. Cloaked. The before times during the before times, my before time, for me, I realize now that we were living in the eye of the storm. The storm swirled around us in the past, in the present, to the sides, cloaked. And it swirled around before us in the future. And the reason history is repeating itself is because the struggle, the war, never actually ended. It was just on pause, cloaked, still happening to our left and to our right, converging to present itself to us in the future, which is now our present. And as we enter the present, and our new future lays before us, this new reality will present itself. And it already looks like the past. We're at war. But today, there was something inspirational that happened on Parliament Hill. People who have lost hope. People who were ready to take it to extreme lengths. Something's happened. Something happened there today. Something happened, and it was a good thing. It gives me hope. It gave me hope when I saw it. If only for a moment. Let me share it with you. This happened. It's on Parliament Hill.
Oh!
You want to save the country? Or do you want to overthrow it? I want to save it. I had other stories to talk about, but instead of doing that, I think it's time to go to the phones to give you guys a voice tonight. Because I want to save it. I've got a lot of thoughts about it. Let's roll a couple of promos, transitions. I'll set the phone lines up. And we'll talk. I'll be right back.
The New World Order. Government overreach. The Great Reset. Mainstream media lies. Now more than ever, independent voices are needed. Donate now at freedomreporters.com. That's freedomreporters.com. Maverick News. The antivirus program for your mind.
Maverick News. The world is watching.
Okay, I'm back. Let's get this set up here. I'll get the banner up here in just a moment as well so that you can join the conversation. Okay, that goes down there. We are ready to go. Let's get this up on the screen. That's what that needs to look like right there. And I will add, well, before we do that, let me just run the promo for you to call in. Here's the number.
Join the conversation. Call 1-833-975-3733. That's 1-833-975. Free. Speak up. Speak out. Make your voice heard. Maverick News. Fighting for freedom by defending your right to free speech. Be a Maverick. Join us.
Okay, so yeah, let's get that banner up on the screen. First of all, if you want to support the show, you can donate at maverickdonations.com or help us pay the bills by donating over at freedomreporters.com, which is where you'll find the PayPal link. You can also donate through the Rumble Rants over on the Rumble channel. I haven't looked in the chat at all over there yet tonight. But I should do that, I suppose, as we get ready to go to the phones here. So freedomreporters.com. Please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe over on Rumble. You know the drill. I talk about it every broadcast here. And let's get that banner up at the phone number so you know how to call in. Call now, it says, at 1-833-975-3733, 1-833-975-3733. I'll leave the banner up on the screen. And do we have... Yes, we are activated here. So call now, call often, and you can join the conversation if you dare. The topic tonight, well, you can talk about anything you really want. If you want to talk about all this other stuff that I've been talking about, we can do that. Let's see. Okay, I don't know who this is. Go ahead, you're on the air. Who do we have on the line?
Hello.
Can't hear
Hello.
you. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. I recognize that voice. Is that Chris?
And it didn't pick. Yeah, and it didn't pick it up again, did it?
No, it didn't. That's okay. And it didn't show me your name, but that's all right.
And I said it loud this time. Like, okay, I'll message you privately. I'm gonna change my name. Maybe it'll pick up something else.
Yeah, it's pick something. I don't know. Call yourself
Weird.
Bob or something. Bob. It's Bob calling.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So, watching, I missed some of your video tonight because I had an appointment, but I did get home when you were talking about the freedom thing here. Yeah. And yeah, they're all standing around and singing "Oh Canada," and that's really great. They're doing that, but do they really mean it? I honestly feel that this isn't the proper way to be doing things. I mean, right now, I would think people should be still angry over that Nazi. And Trudeau just saying sorry and the Rideau Hall saying sorry, that doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
Like, people should be voicing their concerns, writing emails, making calls, whatever. Trudeau has to step down. He somehow has to be forced to step down. But everything else to me is just you know, can you blame the police in Ottawa, though, really? They must be really getting fed up with this. Like, look, the last 2 years, there's been people on the Hill.
Chris, like, I'm going to be honest with folks, okay? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all the people going and accidentally on purpose getting arrested. That's what it is, all right? Yep. Like, oh, look, that guy got arrested. He didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, like arrest after arrest after arrest after arrest. Oh, the police are just brutal, police brutality. Yeah, you know what? If you get up in the face of a cop, right, and you're like, F you and F you and F all the other F, you're going to get arrested. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, and the thing is, I saw a video, last night, I think. So this guy apparently just honked his horn, and the police took him down, and they put him on the ground, and then they tasered him, and everybody was yelling and screaming. But they're saying to honk the horn, but they're not really. I can't believe the police would do that just because you honk a horn. Like, is there something else that missing in that video that you're not telling us?
They do have the horn bylaw in Ottawa because of the original Convoy, right? So if you honk your horn, then you're gonna attract the cops. Yeah. And then it depends on how you interact with the cop, whether you get your ass arrested or not. And they're gonna assess what you're doing. Yeah. So if you wanna get yourself a ticket and maybe get arrested, just honk your horn as part of whatever protest you're doing, and you're gonna get some negative feedback pretty quick.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with the bylaw
and another
or
not. Another thing that comes to my mind is, we have Chris Barber and Tamara Lynch that'll be coming back to Ottawa next week to continue their trial. We have the Coots boys that hopefully their trial is going to come up soon. How many other truckers, how many other people we're not even aware of that are still in court fighting? And to me, I don't think that they're doing these people any good by doing what they're doing here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully that the courts and the judges won't be You know, I really feel sorry for the ones on trial now because I have seen videos and stuff, but they're against it. They don't like what's happening. Yeah. And so to me, they're being they're very disrespectful to the ones that are still fighting from, 2.5 years ago?
They're
from
being
the Freedom Convoy?
I got to tell you, all right, this is why I'm so sick of these people. And I've got almost no tolerance left for them at all, because they're the ones who have created a situation where your rights to protest are being restricted. It's because they do want to overthrow the government. It's been exposed. The government's aware of it. And so the government is taking steps to protect itself from them. But because they have to protect themselves from them, they have to restrict everybody's right to protest. So the government is responding to the threat. And while during the original convoy, it was, why did they impose the Emergencies Act? We were just totally peaceful. Well, I guess, maybe, but now I'm even beginning to question that. My trust in that is being eroded because I'm seeing all of this happening repeatedly. And I know that those people were at the center, the heart of everything that happened during the original convoy because they were present as part of their organizations before the organic movement came.
Exactly.
What happened here today with that national anthem breaking out in chorus, that was, again, regular, ordinary Canadian people coming out and being overlapped and on top of and disguising the sinister plan to overthrow our government. They don't want to save Canada. They want to destroy Canada. That's why they're going there. I'm sick to death of these people.
I know. You know what my thought is that if you're wanting to save the children and you have other issues, why aren't you staying in your own provinces, going to the parliament buildings here, protesting here, in each province? So if you're all gathering in Ottawa, well, like you said, the police are tired of it. I think everybody's tired of it. And it's always the same ones. You notice that?
Always the same ones. It was the same ones in Winnipeg. The same.
Always the
same ones. And what's been done about it? Nothing. The freedom movement people. They're afraid of them. Screw that. You know what? Ron Clark, go suck an egg. Okay? Get the hell out of my way. I'm tired of you. You are the problem. Ron Clark is a giant frickin' tumor who needs to be hacked off and left on his own. Get the hell out of here.
Well, apparently people were saying his videos, he was really secretive. He didn't say much, blah, blah, blah. And I can't even believe Freedom George is there because he was put in jail, was he not?
He was.
From the Freedom. Why would you go back and want to do that again to yourself? What the hell's wrong with you? To me, Rick, these people, none of these guys work because if they're working, you can't be there at the same time. So they're not working. And basically, they're just leeching off of people donating money or welfare or whatever the hell they're on. And they have nothing better to do with their time.
Lie, lie, lie. Deceive. Lie, lie to people. Lie. And you know what? I'm sick of the propagandic lies. Okay, let me tell you something about the Coots boys. Okay, I know. I don't know whether they're guilty or not, but I'll tell you this: I'm sick and tired of Ron Clark getting on video telling people that they've had no charges laid against them while they've been kept in jail for over 500 days. It's a blatant, straight up freaking lie. They have been charged with conspiracy to commit murder.
Exactly, and that's why they're not being let out. And then you have all these guys that keep going down there every time they're supposed to have a trial, and they start protesting in front of the courthouse. And the judges they see all this, and they're going, and we're going to let you guys out with them. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and you know what? They're not even. They all look like bikers. I'm sorry to say that, but you know what I'm saying? They really they're rough looking. Like, I don't know if you watched Shadow Davis a couple of nights ago on Monday night.
No, don't really watch him. Seems like a nice guy. But
Okay, well,
I
I was
don't,
going to
I
say,
don't know. I don't watch him.
well, I was just going to say, if you do watch it, go back to Monday night, October the 2nd, and I encourage you, Rick, to watch that one because there's 4 guest speakers on there, and they are totally against the convoy, and there's a lot of things that I think would be really interesting to you. So I'm just saying, if you get a moment. And it's not very far into the video that you have to watch it before you're going to start hearing. And these guests are very respectful. Yeah. They're well-known guests. You know what I'm saying? So if you get a chance. But yeah, I'm tired of it. I think we have other more important things in the country that we need to be dealing with, like Trudeau's getting away with far too much. I mean, you know, this India thing, you haven't heard no more about that. I mean, we can end up going to war with any country at any time. Like, you know, we still have high grocery costs and inflation, and people are struggling to get by day to day. They can't be just marching off to Ottawa and let's do nothing for as long as it's going to be.
Yep.
Or we'll get arrested.
Is the other thing. This is a terrible thing to be doing to people. This is a terrible thing. You know, it's like they literally told people these, and they are the leaders. Okay, you can shut the hell up about that. There's no leaders. They are the leaders. They even list the names off multiple times, and they encouraged people to sell possessions, do whatever you had to do to just get to Ottawa, because this was going to be it, and you had to dig in for the long haul, bring food and water and supplies and fuel and everything, and sell your stuff, and you won't be working for a month. So what is that going to do to people? People don't have enough money to make their ends meet now. They've maybe got, you know, a couple of $100 to tide them over or something maybe. And they're being encouraged by these people to go to Ottawa, sell personal possessions, put themselves in financial ruin potentially, in order to do what? Walk around and sing, you're like, save the children, save the children, save, and you're not going to accomplish anything doing that. Or worse, get arrested and get your ass thrown in jail for life, and then you can't even take care of your children. This is insane. And then the people in the freedom movement, who I've been like, why you guys, what is with you guys? Like, and they're like, they're still too afraid to do what I'm doing right here, right now, and tell Ron Clark to take a frickin' hike.
Well, I just heard that letter they're definitely, I hear you. They're like, I know. And that email you read off or whatever it was, to me, that's a lot of threats in there. See, that's another thing. There's a lot of threats out going on. And I thought throwing threats out was against the law. Am I wrong on that?
No,
like, threatening people?
That's a crime. Yeah, that's a crime.
Threatening the government? Yes, I don't know. But I hear you, Rick. I'm frustrated with it. Well, I'm downright tired of it as well. Like I said, we have so much more to worry about Canadians right now. Like, I mean, people are just, you know, we got Christmas. Like, a lot of people can't even afford to have Thanksgiving dinner this year, a proper Thanksgiving dinner. And then we got Christmas that'll be coming up. Do you know how hard that's going to be on families this year? Right. So, you know, people are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. You know, they're never home, and they're just getting by. You know, everybody is like a paycheck away from losing a home. Yeah. So
and
we need to worry about
exactly right. You know, that's exactly right. A paycheck away from losing your home, and they're being encouraged to go down there and sit around for a month or whatever their plan. I don't know. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like their lies or deceits. And that video of them fighting, and then that windshield that you showed us, no, that was hit by a baseball bat or something. That wasn't hit by no fist. So, you know, you didn't see that when they were driving out. That's right. So again, like, you know, you keep putting these videos of violence, and this is what the media want. This is what the government want. And eventually you're going to get in trouble. Like, it's just common sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's why I like listening to you, because you're common sense. And I need that, because sometimes it's just, the world's going crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
And I'm more worried about just surviving. I'm more worried for my kids, my grandchildren, and me surviving every day.
Yeah.
Just putting food on our plate, paying our rent, paying our mortgages or whatever.
And I'm tired of
Right?
these guys.
I'm worried.
I'm tired of them putting themselves into positions where they get arrested, maybe get even serious charges laid against them, and then they come out and they go, well, could you donate funds for my legal defense?
Yeah.
Right? But it's like,
Yeah.
they're doing it sort of accidentally on purpose. And it's like more and more. And so then it sucks up more and more resources. You're asking people to support that, dumping tons of money into that stuff. Imagine what you could do with that money in terms of like political campaigns, or, doing other things that are productive that you could affect real change with, instead of fighting frivolous lawsuits over things that are just stupid. What a waste of time and energy and resources. That's my opinion.
I love donating to you, because you tell the truth, and you put up with a lot. You do a lot of work behind the scenes before you even come on the air. So, and like you said, you have other jobs you do as well, right? So, you're telling the journalism the way it's happening, and I can see right through it. I'm sure many others of the Maverick family feel the same way. The people in the States must think Canada's gone completely crazy, I'm sure.
No,
but anyways, Rick, that's just my thoughts for tonight. Just take a deep breath, my friend. We know what minds that they're in, and we're not going to go down that rabbit hole, right? So get out of the rabbit hole, Rick. Take a deep breath and smile.
All right, we're going to move on. Thank you,
All right,
Chris.
Rick. Okay, have a good night. Bye-bye.
All right, go ahead. You're on the air. Who do I have?
Is this me? Is this Patricia?
Patricia. Hello, Patricia. Welcome back.
I fall to pieces. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. I'm a business owner in Ontario, and so my taxes are huge. So I'm going to put this out there. I make $5,000 a month. I have to put back $3,000 for income taxes and HST, and where's another one? $300 a month. Anyway, I make nothing. Like, really.
Yeah. So you have like real income of about $2,000 a month. So
it's $5,000 a month, and then they take $4,000 every 3 months.
Yeah.
And then HST is $1,500 every quarter.
Yeah.
So every quarter is $4,000 plus $1,500. So you figure it out. Thank God my rent's low, but I want to make sure that we lower how many people are in the government, or what they want to actually spend on things to make my taxes lower. Like, I'm not a child bearer. I have no children here. Let me see. Like, why should I be paying for someone else to have a child? But I agree to pay for roads and schools and all that, but I don't want to agree to pay for somebody to have, like 8 births. What do you think about that?
Well, I think taxes are too high. Inflation is too high. I think the government has mismanaged the economy because they're out of touch with what regular, ordinary people have to deal with day to day, and I don't think they really care. So I don't.
And again, my whole epitome and my whole thing is, look, I don't have children here in Ontario. My children are in Michigan. And I pay for them, and I always have. When I had my child, and I won't say what year because I'm really kind of old, but I will say it was $13,000. And I come up here, I'm actually paying for someone to have a baby and whatever, and I know it's higher and whatever, but can't we get, a little lower on some of these? I've seen people that can work, although they are on,
well,
a disability.
I get what you're saying. That's
so what's your idea on that? I mean, how am I supposed to be big? I'm a business owner, and I'm getting shafted big time.
Yeah. So I totally relate. I get it. I'm not sure exactly what you want me to say about it, other than I understand.
No, but our whole thing
You need to
through the government.
Yeah, you need to make some changes in governments. You need to get some different people in.
Well, like I'm saying is, we need our government to be depleted down to a certain amount. Why are we paying for somebody that's, doing screw all for whoever, and they're going to, where are they going? And we're paying how much?
Yeah.
Like this needs to be
we're kind of going around in
not
circles
allowed.
here a bit, Patricia, but we need changes to the economy. We need growth. We need to grow the economy. We need more productivity to increase the standard of living by increasing economic output, more goods and services available, pushed into the economy. That will lower prices. That's the only way we can work our way out of this. Instead of the Bank of Canada raising interest rates in order to stifle demand for consumer products and to make money more expensive, because that makes loans more expensive, we need to increase productivity in our factories and bring in more productive capacity through more manufacturing and additional service-based industries as well. So that's the solution: growth. You have to grow your way out of inflation in order to effectively stifle it without making people suffer. What the government is doing is the opposite. They're printing more money, giving you more free money, which just fuels more inflation. It doesn't solve anything. And then they raise interest rates to stifle the demand. They don't increase the output. That means you end up with less stuff and higher prices. But your numbers look bigger, so they lie to you and tell you that you actually have more when you have much, much less. It doesn't work like that. They're lying to you. You need growth.
And Rick, you're bravo. Like everything you say, it's like spot on. Like you're brought up. And I'm just so tired of people not doing their research. Like, do a little bit. Bravo to you.
Bravo to you. You're struggling every day and surviving, and that's what it's all about.
Well, I have a cleaning company, and I make. I couldn't say, oh, I don't want to. But I'm really serious. Like, I'm struggling, and I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm paying for people that are having babies.
I hear you.
That are mentally ill, that really aren't mentally not being able to actually work.
I got you. Listen,
now,
Patricia,
I will have people...
I do need to move on. So we just need to wrap this up quickly, okay?
Okay.
So I appreciate
But I love you, Rick.
Love you too, Patricia. Thank you for calling in. It was a good call, good conversation.
Okay, we'll talk to you another day.
We'll be here and waiting for your call. And here's John.
Bye for now.
Ciao for now, brown cow. Hey, John, how's it going, man?
Hey, Ricky. Yesterday you made me laugh when you closed the show. That was good, man. That was good. I like that. That was good. I stayed up all night. It was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You put a smile on my face. I like
glad
going
you
to bed with a happy smile.
See, I got zombified
Yeah,
at the end of the show.
Again, eh? We
That's
get
right.
a bunch of tricksters out there, huh?
I got bombarded by the 5G. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was funny. Gotta admit, you were funny. But tonight, you're making a lot of enemies again, Rick. I don't like you making enemies.
I know,
really.
but John, there's truth too, right?
Swell guy, you know, and
I'm
you're
sorry.
a swell guy. I don't like you making enemies, but
I
you
know,
are.
but what the hell am I supposed to do?
You know, these guys, let them be. Like, I know that they're in the wrong. I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I can sense it, right? They're in the wrong.
But, yeah.
And a lot of people are onto it, you know?
Well, yeah, a lot of people are, but look at what's going on. They're still down there. They're still making live streams. They still have thousands of people watching them. They still have, all kinds of people following them around like obedient little minions. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong? And then the other leaders are too afraid to say anything to challenge them on it, even though they just put people at risk. They put people in harm's way. People could have been literally, if this plan had been carried out, people could have been killed. People could have been thrown in jail for life and may still end up there, frankly.
You're right.
So
You're right,
why
but
should we
not gonna be
put up
you.
with that anymore? No, it's enough is enough is enough. It's beyond enough. These people have to frickin' stop. They do not deserve to have anybody follow them. They are dangerous. They are incompetent. They are stupid. And I know
they're listening right now. I know some of them are listening right now.
Good. Listen good then.
If they're listening, huh?
Good. I'm glad they're listening. I hope they listen hard and listen well and
I
learn.
there's a lot of people online tonight. But listen,
Good.
that fool on the hill is digging his own grave.
That's true.
Every day.
No.
Every day.
Yeah. Oh, the fool on the hill. Yeah, that guy. That's right, John. You are right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's digging his own grave. And the only way to beat him is not by going down there getting arrested.
Right.
Okay? That's not how you do it. Yeah. You know how you do it? It's a simple method. Listen, people. Yeah. You got to do it on the polls.
Yeah.
And today I went to a convention, and a lot of these people I know, they were hardcore liberals last year. Hardcore, like nothing better. How many you want in the arm do you want me to get? I'm in. You know, today nobody likes the fool on the hill anymore.
Right.
They're all turning against him, and that's what we have to do to beat him. Is get everybody against this guy, because election's coming up very shortly.
Yep.
It's quicker than people think, and that's the only way you're going to get him out. Yep. Is kick him out. Yep. And that's the only way that we can win. Yep. Is kick him out of office.
Yep.
And everybody, I've had people that, oh, Trudeau's the best. Oh no, I always vote Trudeau. Now, there was a survey done. 53% of the people will not get the new whatever's coming. These hospitals today, they're all woke. They're pushing the masks again. Mandatory masks now for the hospitals. Yeah. For what? Yeah. But this is the agenda that they're getting from this fool on the hill,
Yeah.
And they're making money. These doctors are making money. That's why they do it. Mm-hmm. And they're getting paid off. We got to kick them out of office. That's the only way. So instead of trying to get these people to go down there and get arrested. Get them. Well, most of them probably won't vote for Trudeau anyway. But you gotta find the hardcore liberal supporters and convince them that this guy is garbage. He's no good. Okay, he's not doing nothing for you. And that's how you win the war. You're not going to win it by blocking entrances or, shoving something in these people's faces. It's not going to work that way. Yep. The cops are woke. The hospital, I'm a big sports guy, and I make good money playing sports, and I read a lot. The Americans, they don't want to come here. First of all, the taxes are too high. They don't want to play in Toronto because anywhere in Canada because taxes are too high. They rather play in Texas or Florida, And I read the comments. They don't like Toronto teams because the management are all woke. Okay, they're all woke. Leafs, baseball, the Blue Jays, the Raptors, they're woke. They're all liberal. I don't know, wannabes. I don't know what the fuck you want to call these guys, but and this is what we have to change. We have to get off this and make people realize. And the election's coming soon. Don't worry, this guy's not going to be in power. You got the Rolex guy there, whatever his name is, with the turban,
Yeah. And did you see the polling today? If an election was held today, according to the latest poll, the Conservatives would win a majority.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Yep. It's working. It's working, people. Yeah. You don't have to go down there and sacrifice bodies and get locked up and get a criminal record. Right. You don't have to do that. Just get out there and convince the liberal hardcore people that this guy is garbage. Yep. He's done. Yep. People are sick of him. Yeah. Oh man, I'm yelling too much on the screen here. Hey, roll down. I
hear you twice.
Turn the football game off. But anyways, you know where I'm getting at, Rick. Eh?
I do.
That's how you beat it.
That's right.
That's the only way you're going to beat. You're not going to beat by protesting. Well, if we can get 1 million people down there to get Trudeau to call an election, he won't do it anyways. He's not going to call an election. Okay?
Yeah.
He's going to write it out. So, how are you going to beat him? At the polls.
Yep.
A lot of people don't even want to vote that I talk to.
I know.
So, the next government, just like this government, they don't want to vote.
Well, people have lost faith, right? But a lot of that, too, is because they keep being bombarded with messaging from people who are telling them just that. It's like, there's not even point in voting. Just give up on everything. Just give up. It's like, the only alternative is to, a lot of those people giving you that kind of messaging are the Marcus Ray types who want you to get violent. Well, screw that.
There's not a day that I talk to somebody that I tell them how Trudeau is no good. You know what I mean? What he's doing is no good. It's not working. Like this one guy today, I told him, Canada, their wealth is in oil, minerals, mining. That's Canada's wealth. Yep. And what's this dumbhead in Ottawa saying? Oh, we don't want you, climate change. We don't want you drilling the ground. We don't want you going for this. They're blocking Canada's wealth. Meanwhile, we're going down the tubes.
Yeah.
We're
Canada
going down the tubes.
Canada has always been a resource-based country, resource-based economy. And we've never unleashed the full economic potential of the country because we've always exported our resources for processing to other countries rather than set up manufacturing here to in a really meaningful way, like in a large scale way. We should have been adding value to our resources by adding manufacturing here and then exporting those resources, and we could still export the resources to other countries, but we've never done that. We've just taken the short path, just mine the stuff, harvest the stuff, cut the trees down, send the lumber over, don't always process it here, just stuff like that, Same with oil and all of these different resources, ship it out. We refine some of it, but a lot of the crude goes out, for instance. Just a lot of stuff. We should be doing more manufacturing right here, add value at every level, and turn that into jobs.
If people don't realize that this guy, Trudeau and Freeman, they're the kingpin of the WEF, right? They're just taking orders from them. This is not even Canada anymore. Yes. And that's where I think the only way we're gonna beat them is at the polls. And you know what? We're gonna beat them at the, like you just said. If there's an election call today, he's gonna be walking. He's probably gonna end up moving. You know what I know? A lot of my friends, a lot of people I know and friends. You know what they're doing now? And they're telling me to do the same thing. Is go to Costa Rica and buy property, buy a house, or some are going to Guyana, some are going to elsewhere in South America. He said they're all telling me that this clown is going to put so much pressure on the people here that we won't be able to. You're going to want to move. Put it that way. He's going to lock us down again, like he did before. He's going to put all these restrictions on us, like this media crap. You can't talk about them because he'll throw you in jail. Confiscate your bank. And so they're saying it's going to get ugly here, and if it does, I got a place somewhere else to go. And that's what a lot of people are doing. It's not just people that I know. A lot of people are doing this, and a few of my friends have gone already. They're not around anymore. I go, they meant it, and they're gone.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people thought about it. I thought about leaving the country, but I decided to stay and fight. And I've done a lot of different things, politically. I do this. I've got a meeting tomorrow morning about this very subject with some people, in-person meeting tomorrow morning. So don't be calling up here, sending me messages tonight, asking me what's your plan. I'm working on it. Okay, I've been working on it for years. So yeah, I work on things too. But my meeting is at a McDonald's, and we will not be planning any kind of government overthrow. I can guarantee you that. Not in that way. Okay, it'll involve ballots. But anyway, that's it.
What does it tell you when everybody's planning an escape route if it gets bad with the government? What does that tell you?
It tells you a lot, yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
It tells you a lot, yeah. It's not good. Anyhow.
Hey, John.
Hey?
Hey, what? I got it here. Thank you for that letter, man. The other day. Oh, here it is right here, I think. Yeah. Rick, you have the best show on Rumble. It says, I haven't missed a show in 2 years. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you for the letter, but is it really just on Rumble?
Oh, no. I used to watch you on YouTube, but now I watch you on Rumble all the time.
Yeah, okay.
I started watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
And YouTube, it's funny. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And
yeah.
You can't talk about nothing, like people call in, they like to talk about, like me, I'm still don't want to talk about something. I don't want to get you, barred, or something.
Yeah.
Are you on YouTube right now?
Yeah, we're on a YouTube channel tonight. We are on our secondary
I don't
channel.
even know. And sometimes I miss your show, but I watched it on Rumble. It's always there.
Yeah.
But YouTube, it's never there the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's on the secondary channel. We don't have a lot of subscribers on that channel. Please go subscribe to it right now. Folks, go to our second YouTube channel. The other one has to sit and recover because of all the strikes that got hit. So I'm not using it. Just have to give it
YouTube
more
works
time.
better though. I find.
Yeah.
I find when I go forward and backwards, if I want to back up a bit, it works better. Yeah. Rumble's a little rough. a little rough. It's not that smooth, but
They need to improve it.
It's got the info. But yeah, you're right. I haven't missed a show since I started watching you, and
amazing. Thank you.
I miss one. Like I said, I always go back, and sometimes I'm up till 3 in the morning. Watching your show.
See? Yeah.
Yeah, that's no shit either.
Yeah.
So
I'm in your head at 3
Anyways,
o'clock in the morning. That's when I can have the most influence, and when I get deep inside your brain and I start like implanting ideas, and make you do my bidding.
There was a good guy on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I was watching Coast to Coast. There was a really good guy on there, and he was talking about, yeah. He was talking about the shadow government.
Mm-hmm.
They want World War III to happen. And he's predicting 6 months to a year that we're going to have World War III. He's saying that the states and NATO, they're kind of scared right now because they've been giving all their ammo away and their military, their tanks and everything to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And you probably see what's happening now. They don't want to give no money to Ukraine because they don't have the money. And like missiles, the guy said the U.S. has these nukes. They don't even know if it works anymore. They're so old. They're like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, China, Russia, they have brand new state-of-the-art. North Korea, Iran, they have the state-of-the-art. And they work.
Yep.
But we don't know if these guys work in the States.
I don't want to find out. I'd rather not find out.
You better not find out. He's saying 6 months to a year, and it was a great show. And he this guy was a scientist. I don't know. He was a very knowledgeable guy, and I listened to it. I got a lot out of it, but it's. Hope it doesn't happen, like you said, but
me too.
I don't want to see that. But these guys, they're saying guys like Trudeau, and they all got bunkers. Like they're not worried about you. Yeah. They'll be in the bunkers. You know what I mean? So when it does happen, they're safe.
Yeah.
And they're saying Canada. He said Canada might get hit, but I know we're going to get a fallout. We're going to get the fallout for sure.
Yeah.
But they want to take out the states. They want to take it out.
Well,
China, Russia.
We're at war right now, John, but it isn't just like us at war with our government. There's more stuff going on. Like the war is here right now. It's just not being fought kinetically. It's being fought online. It's an information war. It really truly is, and we're dealing with it right now. That's what I've been talking about tonight. So, it's complicated, even just trying to talk about it or explain that to people. It's complicated. I don't know if it's registering with people. We are at war tonight. It's not really clear who the enemy is. It might even be our own government. It might be an outside government. It might be a combination of things. You can't really tell. That's the thing. I mean, I've got my own ideas, but I can't sit here and definitively say, do this or do that. I'm just telling you we're at war. I can see it very clearly, but most people are not aware.
This guy was saying that Russia and China, they can take out the power grid in the States in a flash. With a couple of minutes, they can take out the whole power grid.
Probably.
And to get that back up, good luck. Yeah. They're saying the southern part of near Mexico there, they have no protection there. They have no NATO whatever. They got no protection whatsoever. They're saying that Russia and China, they can come in that way and blast the hell out of them, and they won't know what hit them because they have no radar, no nothing.
Yeah.
it's open. It's a hole. It's an open hole there.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy was good, man. He was really, really good. He knew his stuff, and I listened to it. It's kind of scary because I hope it doesn't happen. That's all I got to say. But
yep.
I don't want to see that. And maybe this is a good thing to end this war. Just end it. Sit there. Russia got what they want. He was saying that Russia has already got what they want.
That's right.
Like the war right now, he says it's meaningless. They already got, the states already lost. Russia got what they want.
That's exactly right.
And
yep, it could
anyway,
stop right here. Just leave it the way it is. End the war. End the death. You know, the West might not like it because they've lost ground in their eyes. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, just end the damn war, and then let's work on the problems after that. But just end the killing.
They're going broke.
Yeah.
Canada and the States and NATO, they're all going broke. Even Europe, England, all the European countries, they have no more money.
Yep.
They're all going broke.
Yep.
Inflation's killing everybody.
Yep.
Right? And I don't know, was the other country there, Poland? They don't. They say that's it. They're not getting not another penny from us. We're done.
Yep.
We don't have it to give. You know, like these are poor countries. You know, they're not. Like U.S. is a big country. You know, they got a lot of money and they generate a lot of money.
Yeah.
But they're thieves. Like they're thieving Canada. You know how much money they're making from Canada that we don't know about?
Yeah.
The U.S., the guy was talking about how much money the U.S. are taking from Canada. Trudeau, Trudeau doesn't know. Like he says, the books will balance themselves, you know. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're getting robbed, blind by the States. I don't know, Rick. You want to make $1 million, Rick?
Depends on what I have to do for it.
Amazon, they got this doorbell camera, and it's a doorbell button with a camera, and they're saying if anybody can produce an alien coming to their door, ringing the doorbell, and it's legit, official, we'll pay you $1 million. And with your acting the other day with the zombie face, I'm sure we can put a green outfit on you, and you'll pass. Hey, we can pass an alien.
See, there's Gina in the chat. Gina says that's the plan, John. That's right.
It's the plan.
It's good. It'll work. I'll tell you what. If it works, I'll split the money up here. Okay. And
what does it hurt? We'll do you up as an alien. You can ring that doorbell. It's got to be an Amazon doorbell. Say that in. If you can fake it, it could be a good one.
Do you have to wait for them to answer the door, or do you just have to be seen on camera and recorded?
You just got to be recorded.
Okay,
it could be an alien walking by. It could be a UFO landing in front of you. Straight there. It could be anything.
So I'll take my dog for a walk, right? And then I'll take a paper bag, and when my dog does his business, then I'll go over with in the bag, and then I'll ring the doorbell, set the bag on fire, and run away.
Yeah, do that to Trudeau's house. Yeah. Yeah, when we were kids, we used to do shit like that because people come out and stamp on it. They go, oh shit, my new shoes! Oh man, no, that's the new. This came out today that Amazon's doing. I guess they want to sell more doorbells, eh?
Yes, they do. Oh man. Well, listen, John, I better move on. I've got Darcy.
Nice talking to you, man.
Thank you, John.
Easy, man. Don't be hated by these guys. You know, I know you're in the right, but let them be. Just try to convince them. You got to kick this guy out. Get people to hate. Go against them. That's it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Thank you,
move
John.
on.
Good advice, kind of, sort of, I guess.
Okay.
See you, man. Later. Okay, let's get Darcy on here. Hello, how are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
I'm just fine. What's on your mind?
Just, I think, you know, I've sent you some messages in the past. I sent you the messages the other night about Mayor TV and Ellie McDavid and that kind of thing, right? And I'm surprised Elliot isn't there.
Strange.
And
very strange.
Yeah, yeah, to me it is too. And I don't know. I just think they're fighting a losing battle. I can't see them getting 1 million people there.
Not going to happen.
No. And I just wanted to say that, you know, I support what you're saying, and I wouldn't let them bother you. Ron Clark's never going to stop. He stated that many times in his videos. And I don't expect Freedom George to, or Colin Big Bear either. And I know a couple of them have a grudge against you, and so they won't talk to you about anything. And I just, I wanted to state that, I guess that they, I don't know, I don't get where they're coming from, man. Last night, sorry, go ahead.
Well, they've got really stupid ideas, and when I say they're really stupid ideas and I don't fall into line like other people who are afraid of them or are afraid that they won't come on their podcasts, well, then they don't like that. But they have really stupid ideas that would get people into a lot of trouble, and they don't like it because I've stood up and I've said, hey, folks, don't do that. It's as simple as that. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. What I did want to say is that I hope that well, last night or today I seen a video of what happened last night. Something happened. Patriot Smoothie was talking about something, or somebody got arrested. I don't know if you see. He works with Chris Stacy.
Yep.
And he was talking about somebody being arrested and cops having their tasers out, and then one cop got overly excited and was waving his gun around or something like that. Yeah. And I wonder if how much truth there is to this.
I saw the
like
video.
If that's happening without the video, without seeing it. You know, he's just talking about it. I mean, unless we see it, unless we see their proof of stuff, which doesn't happen a lot of times, it's just hearsay. Yeah.
I did see a video, and a cop did pull his taser, and he did point it at the crowd. But listen, you know, honestly, I don't blame the cop. These cops know what's been going on. They've got the intelligence. They've been watching these guys on social media. They know what the plan is, right? And so now you've got protesters from this group down there, and they know that there's potential for violence. They know there's a potential for weapons. And so you've got people acting up, getting in their face. And yeah, I mean, regardless of the circumstances, I would be on edge too if I was a cop, knowing full well that these people might actually get violent. So yeah. With that foreknowledge, you've already put the cops on a defensive footing before you even arrive. So don't be surprised when they pull a damn taser on you and point it at you, whether you've done anything or not, because you've already telegraphed a threat. And that is the truth.
Right. I don't know what the plan is. I've missed maybe some videos or something you've shown or whatever. I don't know what their plan or intentions were, but
Well, Veterans
whatever
for
it
Freedom
was,
released leaked a recording from one of the secret meetings where they were discussing the plan, and they talk about getting violent, arresting politicians and others from government, etc., and possibly even killing people. So, you know what? I don't blame the cop for pulling his damn taser.
Yeah, and was that a video, a recent video that, or was that from back when Marcus Ray was talking about
is
that?
the new
stuff?
plan, which is pretty much the same as the old plan.
Oh.
But yeah,
Right.
it's from the recent. It's all about this event right here, right now. That's what it was about.
Okay.
Sorry, no excuses.
Well,
No excuses. None. No.
Right.
They had every opportunity at every step to say, no, we're not going to do this, or change their minds or whatever. And they've taken it all the way down the highway to a field outside Ottawa and now straight into the capital, and now it's peaceful. So the plan they say has changed. But how do you trust anybody after they've lied their butts off all the way down the line, all the way down the highway, all the way to Parliament frickin' Hill? Can't.
Right. Yeah, I actually met Ron Clark face to face when he came to Prince George, BC, and he was with about 25 people or so, and I went down there. I was by myself, and I was suddenly confronted. There was always about 6 or 7 people around me with him, bombarded me with stuff, and so even though he says, "Oh, come down for a chat," we want to hear what you have to say, blah blah blah, they just overpower somebody if they are willing to go down and chat with them.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that's about it. That's all I had to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Darcy. An absolute pleasure, sir.
Okay, you take care.
Yes, you as well.
Okay, bye.
Take care. All right, so.
Yeah, you too.
And stop that. That gets us to 8:52 p.m., folks. BL Sheepwalker says, I wouldn't make a good cop. I don't know. Maybe too quick with my taser. What else do we have here? Rick, they said they need more people. Exactly. I know. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't think people should go down there, not even now. Why do you think they need more people? What's the plan call for? They need 1 million. They want 1 million people or 100,000 or whatever. They want a whole bunch of people. Why do they need the people? Well, I know. I mean, well, they're peaceful now, are they? Well, I can't trust them. They've broken my trust. Talk about losing trust in cops. I don't have trust in those guys. Why would I recommend anybody go down there now? I wouldn't. I don't. You shouldn't. I never recommended anybody go down there. Bad idea. These people are not leaders. I mean, they may be leading people around, but they're not good leaders. I'm tired of people making excuses for them. I'm tired of having my time wasted. All the way around. You're never going to win with these guys. Ever. You will waste your life with these people. You'll waste your freedom. They are not freedom fighters. At best, they're being manipulated and know not what they do. Don't follow them, is my advice, but do what you want. I'm just so tired of it. So tired of it. So counterproductive. Massive waste of time. Massive waste of energy. Massive waste of resources. And it's a massive waste of my time and everybody else's time babysitting them. Imagine where we would be today If all of the time and the energy had been invested in something that was actually productive. Pfft, what a joke. And here's the other thing. They never get anything done. They never do anything. They're a bunch of do-nothings. A bunch of do-nothings. Talk, 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 talk. And I don't want them to execute their plan because it would be tragic and horrific if they did that plan. And right now, what are they achieving by doing what they're doing? I mean, they sang the national anthem. I'm glad they did that, but really, what are they getting done down there? Nothing. Again. Just getting people arrested. They got a bunch of people arrested yesterday. Good. That's great. They're heroes, are they? I'm tired of it. It's not the way forward, guys. And I mean, I'm trying to do a news program here. Like, I don't really want to be sitting here engaging in this kind of activity. I want to talk about issues and explore things, not stand in opposition to this stuff in any way. I got involved in all this stuff because I wanted my freedom back because of the pandemic and mandatory vaccinations. And I mean, those are the main things. And it's just turned into stupidity. And again, they never get anything done. It just goes on and on and on, and one stupid failure thing after another stupid failure. Failure after failure after failure, and joke after joke after joke. This is a joke. This is a joke, and it's doing way more harm than good. You get outside of this little bubble, this sphere of people that we have in the freedom movement, and this audience is not comprised just of people from our audience isn't. Not anymore. We've expanded out and we're continuing to expand. But you get outside that little bubble of freedom people, and they think that this is all wacko. And you're not going to win politically unless you win the hearts and the minds of the majority of the people. You got to go way beyond what we've got going on here. The only reason they're down there, the only reason they've come up with the plan to overthrow the government is because they can't win at the polls, because they can't even tell you what they want. They can't even tell you what the government would look like on the other side. They only tell you what they don't want. They complain, scare, fearmonger, and they never tell you what the hell they want on the other side. That's how all this started, frankly, was back when they had their Winnipeg event. It just started with me asking that very question. What is the government going to look like on the other side if you're successful? And it wasn't even at that point talking about overthrowing anything. I just wanted to know what they wanted the government to look like. And the only word I got back was, we just want unity. That was it. Then I started to probe and dig and ask more questions. And then I uncovered the rot. And I was horrified. And it's just gone on from there. And nothing was done. And now we've had this problem. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep harping on it. I don't mean to at all. It's just, it keeps coming back to us. To me. And thank God, at least this time around, a few people have finally spoken up. But yet even now, I see people who did speak up in opposition to it still kind of making excuses for them. Nope. Multiple times they've done this. Multiple times. They're just a bunch of frickin' troublemakers. Do nothing troublemakers. Hot air, talk. And bad ideas. Enough. More than enough. Enough is enough is enough. More than enough. Nimrods. That's a really good question, too. Where's Moose? Where's Moose? There's a guy stuck up for at one point. You know, I defended his right to free speech, even though he was kind of abusing it at the time. I still stuck up for him, and then what did he do with that? He's right in there thick with these people. What a disappointment that guy is. Sorry, Moose. And where are you? You made those videos, and you made that big sign, and you said, now we're going to save the children. Why do I feel like there's another shoe about to drop? What the heck's going on? How can somebody be that passionate and that vocal, that involved, and then not show up? What's going on? More going on than meets the eye. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't even really want to know, to be honest with you, at this point. I just kind of feel like John's kind of right. It's kind of like, just leave it be, but it just keeps coming back to my front door. And right here into this hard show. Well, as I said, folks, when the dust settles, I'll still be here. Fighting for freedom. Real freedom. With you. Fear not. We're going to win this thing. We're going to turn things around. We are gonna. We will prevail. We will get it back. We'll get it back. It's going to happen. I will be back tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everybody, for spending your time here tonight, for having faith in me, for having faith in our countries, in the United States, in Canada, in your own country, in Russia, in the future, for having faith in yourselves, in the future. Let's not just save the kids. Let's do it for the kids, man. Love you guys. Catch you on the flip side.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.